This is our NFL best bets video. We just went 1-1 on Thursday Night Football. If you follow our Instagram bets, we took the under in that game, and we just barely missed. I mean, what they have 76 points total. Oh my goodness.
Gosh, that was brutal.
Oh yeah, the under is 16-4 in the last 20 primetime games, and that did not matter at all. These teams can score, and these defenses are horrendous in Arizona and New Orleans. So, anyways, missed that, but we hit on the Jawan Johnson tight end over receiving prop. He had 33, I think, receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. We had over 26 and a half. So, a 1-1 night, not too bad to start the week, but we're going to go over just a couple games and then we're going to dive right into our best bets. I got 3 for you. Ryan's got 3 for you. And I'm feeling a 3-0 week on my end. I don't know about Ryan, but I just have that feeling. So, and it's not like I've never felt that before or anything this year. So we'll see. Anyways, let's dive in. We got some breaking news that just happened. So we're going to talk about the Chiefs at 49ers first. Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers for multiple draft picks, 4 different draft picks. What do we think about that move, Ryan?
Wow, that's the Niners needed a running back because of injuries and things like that, and they could have got just one of the best ones potentially in the league. I know injuries and things like that, so his career's kind of maybe on the downturn, but I think behind with this head coach, it's an uptick for him, and I believe the 49ers as well. So great pickup, great move by them. I'm not a happy fan because obviously Seahawks and Niners
Yep.
rivals, same division. I don't want to see him, but it is what it is.
No, that's a match made in heaven. Jimmy G's got to be one happy camper. Shanahan knows how to use running backs more than anybody else. It's just going to be. I think McCaffrey's going to, if he can stay healthy, he's going to dominate. That team needs to get healthy. The 49ers, though, they have about all of their starting roster on the sideline, it seems like, for practices right now. But yeah, McCaffrey, great move. Probably a move that the Panthers had to do as well.
Yeah.
And so I think a good move on both ends. But the 49ers in general in this game, they got Bosa, Trent Williams, their free safety Ward. They're all limited in practice. They have 2 DBs that are still out. I mean, it's a mess. It's hard for me to bet this game because you don't know who's exactly going to play yet here sitting on Thursday night that we're filming this. So, if I had a lean, I lean the under. When the Chiefs kind of play teams that can get after the quarterback a little bit and good defense, they tend to struggle a little more. Their game went under with the Bills last week. So it's set at 48.5 right now, and the 49ers are 2.5 point underdogs, I believe, in this game. And that's probably due to all the injuries. So anyways, that's where I lean. This is a rematch of Super Bowl 54. For some reason, the Chiefs dominate the NFC. They're 14-1 in their last 15 against the NFC. Not sure why, or if that's just weird luck. But the Chiefs win a lot of games anyway. So yeah, where do you lean, or what do you like in this game, right?
Yeah, I would definitely lean the Chiefs money line here, just because of what you're saying. But you don't know if those guys all come back and the Chiefs defense or the Niners defense comes out and rocks it and messes up your money line, then you're pissed off. And who wants to be pissed off for a missed bet because a guy's coming back? So I stayed away, but definitely would lean Chiefs money line at this point, with all the injuries and things like that. One note, with McCaffrey coming to the Niners, I feel like the head coach is gonna make it so that he's not in every single play and getting as much of the workload as he was with the Panthers. So I think that can help McCaffrey longevity wise and career wise, as long as he stays with the team, and doesn't get traded or
Yeah,
cut
true.
or
And
whatnot.
I think he's going to want to play more now that he's on a winning team. So that was a crap show there in Carolina. So the rebuild begins for Carolina's hunt for that number 1 pick overall next year. But yeah, I lean under. He leans with the Chiefs, so we'll see. But I would watch injuries if you want to bet this game. Watch injuries if they're getting a lot of defenders back, and Trent Williams is a key on their offensive line. If they're getting all those guys back, maybe 49ers are a decent little underdog there. So that's that game. That's probably the biggest game of the week. There's not a lot of great matchups this week, at least big teams and good teams. So next game we're going to talk about is Sunday Night Football. Steelers at Dolphins. We got Dolphins -7, and the over/under is 44.5 on this one. And Tua is back, which is great. I didn't know if his career would ever,
Yeah.
kick back up again. So what do you think about this one?
Uh, that's a huge spread, that's for sure. I think Kenny Pickett might be back as well. Get him in a primetime game and see the juice going with him. The team loves him, I think. And so it should be fun energy-wise that he brings to that team. The receivers seem to be catching more passes because of Pickett being in. So that's good to see. But that Steelers offensive line, running game, their defense without Watt is a struggle. So for a primetime game, it's not a good must-watch game unless you want to see Tyreek Hill and those guys. So that'd be cool to watch and fun to see. So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think the Dolphins are going to come out hot in the first half with Tua back, just the juice that they have. Steelers just came off a big win,
Mm-hmm.
and now they got to go to Miami. And I don't know. I like the Dolphins minus 3.5 in the first half would be my bet. You can take 7 in the full game. That's just, to me, that's too much. I just think they're up by at least 4 at halftime. The Steelers, let's not get any confused. They still suck. Okay, I know they won by 2 over the Buccaneers, but they still suck. So don't get all excited and think that they're back and all this stuff. They're not.
Nope.
I know the Dolphins have struggled, but it's been a quarterback carousel. They need their defense to step up again, Tua to regain his form, and they'll be just fine. But here's the little thing: when you think of the Steelers, you think of this dominant defense. They've allowed the 29th most yards per game
Wow.
in the NFL. Yeah, so I mean, it's bad. I mean, they allow about 400 yards a game. So it's not pretty on the Steelers' end. They need TJ Watt, but they're not getting him back for a while. So I think this is Dolphins or pass for me. So
Yeah, I would avoid it. For sure. The Watt comment, their defense is totally different when he's gone. If he's on that defense, it just he wreaks havoc in the backfield. He makes plays in the running game. He's just a monster, and you wouldn't think that one defensive guy would make that big of a difference, and I believe he does for that team for sure.
no, you're right. It's strange because you think of that as basketball, like one missed superstar, and it's a big deal. But football, it's like, no, you guys can recover. But maybe they're just not that good of a team in general. Even when TJ Watt comes back, I mean, their offense is obviously a struggle every week. So, but yeah, I know we just talked Steelers Dolphins. If that just shows you how the week is this week. But that was Sunday Night Football. We had talked about it. The Monday night we'll get to later. But yeah, not a lot of big games. Chiefs 49ers should be a good one. But hey, it doesn't matter if they're good games or bad games. You can win money.
Yep.
So with that, let's get into some best bets here. And I'm going to lead us off. And I got a winner. I'm telling you, this one is a winner. Go bet it now before it goes up. Raiders team total over 26.5. I know what you're saying. That's a crap ton of points for a team that's like 1-5 right now. 1-4. Do they have a bye? 1-4. This offense is not the problem for the Raiders. It's been the defense. And they have been rolling on offense right now. They put up 32 in their last home game. That was against a Broncos defense, which, by the way, the Broncos defense has never let up more than 19 points in a game, except for when they played the Raiders and they gave up 32. They put up 29 last week against the Chiefs. They are 6th in points per game at 25 points per game. Okay? They are rolling on offense. They're back home. And guess who they get to play? The Houston Texans. And I'm not going to sit here and say the Houston Texans are the worst defense in the league, because they are not. I know 2 teams, Lions and Seahawks, that are worse at least. But they've been okay this year, but they're not anywhere good enough to. I mean, this Raiders team should be in the 30s easily. I almost took the over for the game, and if you want to do that, go for it, because I think that's a great bet too. I think the Texans will get some points on this Raiders defense. But I love this Raiders team total. They'll score at least 27. So over 26.5 at minus 110 is my first bet. What do you got, Ryan?
I like that bet. That's a good one. Let's go to my bet. I'm going to go with the New York Giants money line at plus 135. I know this one matchup wise doesn't look great. Giants run the football. Jaguars play great defense. It's just the matchup wise doesn't work great. But this one, I just got a feeling with my gut. I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm going with my gut. The Giants have learned how to win, and the Jaguars haven't learned how to win. So, as an underdog team, I know they're away, but even in Jacksonville, I don't think that crowd really does a whole bunch for the Jaguars. And I'm just purely for my gut from this one. The matchup, like I was saying, doesn't back it up great. I can't sit here and show stats because everyone I was looking at goes, nope, 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 except for the W's. And I think that's something that the Giants have figured out, and they just got to win. So I'm going Giants for that one.
I like it. This line is as fishy as it gets. I mean, we get maybe one of these a week or every couple weeks, and you're talking a 5-1 team going against a 2-4 team. just that in general, and you're going to say that the 2-4 team is favored by a whole field goal. Nothing about it makes sense, and it is fishy. And I think a lot of people are going to be on the Giants, but that doesn't mean the Giants can't win. I think it's getting from right down to the wire, and you're getting plus money on a team that knows how to win, and the other team has not shown that recently. So, not a terrible bet. Going with the gut. Sometimes you got to just throw the numbers out and go with the gut. I'm a
Yep.
numbers guy, but there's still a gut feeling involved. What you've seen with your eyes, everything like that. It all goes into it. So, all right, my next bet. This is another lock. Can I be any more confident about my bets every week? Over 50. Seahawks and Chargers. That's right. These two teams suck defensively right now. Okay. They are both in the bottom 7 in giving up points per game. We all know the Seahawks defense is one of the worst in the league. We've been talking about that every week. The Seahawks struggle when they play decent offenses. That Cardinals, don't get confused by what the Cardinals just did on Thursday Night Football. That's not a great offense. They just got Hopkins back, but that's the only team they've ever held down this year. And not to mention, these are also two very good offenses. The Chargers are starting to pick it up a little bit, get the running game going a little, and the Seahawks have just been rolling. I mean, Geno Smith and this offense have shocked everybody, including Seahawk fans, with how good they've been. So you're looking at two good offenses against two struggling defenses. This should easily go over 50. The Chargers still won't have Joey Bosa. He's out for quite a while, and that's huge for them. I think that's why they're struggling defensively, because he can get pressure on the quarterback constantly. So that's going to be huge. I can see this going over 50. Lock it in at minus 110. That's my second bet.
Yeah, you're right. Those teams don't play any defense. It's just pathetic. So good bet on that one. Yes, my next one. We're going to go Falcons plus 6.5 at minus 105. This team just always plays close games. They've actually improved the record to 3-3, so that's been pretty sweet for team wise. I'm not going to take the money line on it, but they're playing the Bengals. Bengals almost lost last week to the Saints. It was a Jamar Chase run down the sideline, score a touchdown to win the game. So at 6.5. I got to take that at a minus 105. It feels like a good bet. The Falcons, what was it? They've covered the spread each of the last 6 games, so just kind of going to keep going with the trend here with that one. Yeah, so that's my bet.
So Ryan goes gut pick. You see, you can make picks all sorts of ways. He goes a gut pick with the Giants, and now we're riding the numbers here. And this is kind of a gut pick too, obviously, what you've seen. The Falcons, ladies and gentlemen, are the only team in the NFL to never lose against the spread yet this year. They are 6-0, including winning 3 outright, because they are 3-3 right now. They are scrappy. They're missing one of their top corners in Hayward, which is not going to be good against the Bengals D, but 6.5 is a lot of points. And if we just do eye tests, you said, I know the Bengals won. The Bengals are just missing something. They are not that team that runs away with games. Their defense is just, it's okay. It's not that great. And their offense stalls at times. If they didn't have the dominant weapons on the outside, this team would be just ugly. But
Yeah.
anyways,
No,
I like the bet.
One more thing I was going to say, I forgot to say, the Bengals, they're not very good at stopping the run. And guess what? That's what the Falcons do. They run the football, whether it be with a quarterback or their running backs or just however. So it kind of keeps games close that way as well. So definitely liking it.
Yep. Runs the clock. And I think Cordell Patterson's still out, right? It's still not him running the ball. But no. They've been scrappy. They've been scrappy. Just beat the Niners by 2 scores last week. So I like it. Falcons plus 6.5. All right, here we go. I got a plus money for you. The Colts money line. They are playing the Titans. They have already lost to the Titans. It is revenge time. And guess what? Guess who they just got revenge on last game? The Jaguars. They lost to them, they recovered, and they beat them the next game. This Colts team that I mentioned about winning the division earlier in the year, it looked really freaking ugly. And I mean ugly at the beginning of the year. It was bad. Their O-line is the reason why they weren't playing so good. Matt Ryan was horrendous, turning the ball over left and right. They've made some adjustments to their offensive linemen, and they played much better last week. Listen to this. Matt Ryan, and we may have talked about it, he threw it 58 times, which, by the way, I prefer him not to do that. But he threw it 58 times, and he got sacked 0 times last game. Their O-line is hopefully on their way up again and playing as dominantly as they were the year before. So if their O-line continues to play like this, they are the much better team. The Titans can't throw the ball. They have no passing game at all. The Colts know what they have to do to their offense. They just have to stop Derrick Henry. And I just think this is the Colts are trending upwards. And I think at plus 115 for them to just get a revenge and split this series, this is the Colts game. Jonathan Taylor's back. Hopefully they run the ball a lot more. Don't throw it 60 times like last time. So this is all Colts for me. They're going to win this game. You can take the points. I think it's 2.5 right now. Or you can just get brave and take the money line. So plus 115, Colts, lock it in.
Gotcha. Alrighty. I'm going to go with my last and final bet with the Seahawks plus 5.5 at minus 110.
Seahawks?
Yep. Steven already talked about it. Chargers don't play defense. Seahawks can score points. So I think they can keep it close. And I don't think they're going to really win the game, but all I got to do is keep it close. And 5.5 is a lot of points, I feel like, for a team that can score points, especially if they're missing one of their best pass rushers. So I feel like that's a pretty good one. And we already kind of talked all the stats, and we've been pretty good so far with the Seahawks bets. So let's keep this trend rolling.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think we won a couple games on Seahawk games. So I think we're reading them pretty well right now. I will say the Chargers are also just not a team that runs away with it. So Keenan Allen's hobbled, and they just find a way because their coach sucks. They just find a way. They find a way to keep games close. So I like that. Seahawks plus 5.5. That's our best bets. So we're gonna flash up a little best bets recap page for you, just so you can see them all right there. There we go. Right, that's 6-0 right there. It looks like. Is that what you see? Yeah.
Oh, I totally see that. Those green check marks, they're going to be all over that page here by the end of Sunday.
That's right. So Ryan's went Giants money line, Falcons plus 6.5, Seahawks plus 5.5, and then I went with the Raiders team total over 26.5, the over 50 to that Seahawks Chargers game, and finished it up with the Colts money line. As you can see below on the IG bets, we went 1-1 on Thursday. So just a ho-hum start, but we're ready. We're ready to take off here. Football betting is not easy. If you can't tell, we stayed away from player props. We just both felt like we needed a week off. You know what I mean? It's just time that we need a week off. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're gonna get back into player props, don't you worry. I mean, we did have one tonight actually. Jawan Johnson, and it was our one winner. So
I wasn't touching any player props this week. There's just been too many just weird things, whether it was a trip over a toe or getting hurt or whatever it's been in the past few weeks. I'm just like, nope, I'm staying away. I'm going money lines or going spreads.
Last week was hard. Kenny Pickett hurt right after he threw a touchdown early. Yeah, McKenzie tripping, couldn't catch his touchdown. That was tough. So we're going to take the 1-0 on props this week, and we're going to move on and just do some spread and over-under. So, and I got into some team total, which I've been wanting to do. So that's where we're at. Sunday night recap video that we're going to post right after the games. We're going to go over the Monday Night Football game, Bears at Patriots, -8 for the Patriots. That game sucks. Anytime you see the word Bears, it doesn't even matter who they play. It just sucks. Yeah, we'll talk about what we lean on that game and all that. Because you got to bet it. It's Monday Night Football. You just have to. It's the law. Other than that, it's NBA time. I've been putting out some bets on Instagram. We've had a crazy busy schedule, but we're going to be working on getting the best bets video out here in the next couple days, maybe for Saturday games. Yeah, we'll go from there. So we're excited to do that. And again, we appreciate everyone who's following. It's awesome. Thank you for everyone who subscribed, who just listens. It's awesome. If you want to leave a comment about anything, feel free to. So that's our best bets video for week 7. Let's get some winners. All right, have a good one.